You're counting your calories, you're eating clean, you're doing everything right, but you just can't get rid of those last few kilos. Sound like you? Well, you're not alone. A lot of people, including myself, have been through it and it absolutely sucks. Let's go through some reasons as to why you might be struggling to lose those last few kilos, science backed, of course, and how to get out of it. These are the things that people like to gatekeep, but let's dive right in. Let's start off with metabolic adaptation or thermogenesis adaptation. So the old adage of you eat less than you require or burn sounds nice, and it does work to an extent. But the thing is, your body's smart, it adapts. And this is what adaptive thermogenesis is. It's when your metabolism essentially goes, okay, I'm not eating as much, so this is just my new baseline. And so as a result of this, without you even noticing, you start to burn around 100 to 200 calories less than when you, say, first started your calorie deficit. And it's 100 to 200 calories is roughly the size of a small meal or like a little snack. And so every single calorie counts in this context. And as a result, you are doing everything right, but without you noticing, your body is trying to help you in a way that's sort of unhelpful for you. So even if your diet's perfect in this context, your body in a way is sabotaging you as it thinks it's doing what's best for you, even if that may not be what you're after. But do not worry, we'll get to the fixes towards the end of the video, so stick around. This next one's a fun one, especially if you're looking to get rid of belly fat. So hormones. Hormones include leptin, ghrelin, insulin, cortisol, which all help with managing your body's hunger, appetite, stress response, fat storage, things like that. And so when your caloric intake decreases, your hormones like leptin, for example, that decreases, which means you feel more hungry. And you have like ghrelin, which increases, which means you have an increased appetite. And then cortisol, so this is stress. When you eat less calories, your body's cortisol levels actually increase, which means it clings on more, especially in the belly region, clings on more to fat. I know it's not fun, I know it's not fair, but even small stress responses like decrease in sleep or emotional stress can cause your body to hold on more to fat despite being in a caloric deficit. This next one, I know you don't want to hear it, but you need to know it's not just about how much you eat, it's about what you eat. So highly processed foods, even on a caloric deficit, can create insulin spikes. It can increase hunger. It can reduce satiety because it's usually empty calories with no real fiber or proper nutrients, which then essentially means you eat it, you consume the calories, but you're still hungry very soon after. And so that's why this is really, really important. And I've said this before in a different video, 100 grams of fries versus 100 grams of chicken breast, both are the same quantity, different calories, and different satiety responses. 100 grams of fries, you eat it, you're probably hungry very soon after, feel kind of gross. 100 grams of chicken breast, you eat it and you're full for a period of time after. And so that's why it really, really is important. And so just switching out a small snack for something more whole foods, more nutritious can create all the difference on a calorie deficit. Like it's always whole and unprocessed foods over processed foods, but there are some catches which if you want to know more about, let me know in the comments below and we can delve into that. And it gets even better from there because the body is really smart. There's another principle called the non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which basically means that activity that is not exercise, as in, say you're walking to and from a room, doing the dishes, even thinking, that counts. This type of activity is actually reduced when you reduce your calories. So your brain goes, hang on, I'm burning less. And so this means I need to cut down on different things. So like, for example, fidgeting. Fidgeting can actually burn quite a few calories. There have been a lot of studies on this. And so when you eat less, your body goes, wait, I need to cut down. And so it reduces your fidgeting or, you know, certain things like that without you even realizing. And as a result, you burn less calories. This cause isn't as widely talked about, and it's a gut microbiome. So the gut microbiome is all the little flora and fauna that live in your stomach and help you digest everything, move, like process all the nutrients, stuff like that. And it really depends from person to person. So for example, one person can eat something and digest it and absorb it much quicker than another person. And it's sort of similar to metabolism. I've experienced this firsthand. Used to have friends who would eat absolute garbage and they'd be thin as twigs, whereas to me, that was not the case. And so this isn't anyone's fault. This is just something you're born with. However, I have seen some studies, don't quote me on this, that do say taking some certain prebiotics or postbiotics can actually help improve your gut microbiome's function. It's more of a holistic thing, not really targeted for weight loss. But if your whole gut microbiome can be improved, especially if you've taken like antibiotics and stuff like that, it can really help with how it functions. And this is where having a tailored meal plan or nutritionist would be very helpful, because it's not one size fits all and everyone's body is different. Let's move on to solutions. So now that you know all of this, what can you do about it? There are a couple of strategies I always give my clients. So the first one is to cycle your calories, aka cheat meals, meaning try to give your metabolism a break from time to time. So you can have a bit of a more calorically heavy meal now and then to make sure you don't overload your metabolism, which is what creates that drop in calorie burn when you're on a caloric deficit. Just try not to make it too outrageous. Keep it, it can be higher in calories, but try to keep it within a reasonable means. The next one is increase your NEAT. So this is increase things like walking. So try to be more conscious about it, as your body can subconsciously reduce things like fidgeting. So a good one is especially taking a walk after lunch, as within around 30 minutes, as this allows your body to prevent significant insulin spikes. Just try to get more physical activity. Even try fidgeting more if that's, it's an easy one to incorporate if it isn't too distracting. Another one is focus on whole foods. So I mentioned this before, and I say it's all the time, but try to go with complex carbs, minimally processed food, as this will help with satiety, and chances are there's also more nutrients in it, which, it's that cycle of more nutrients, more satiety, and it goes round. And the final one is, there's another one, manage your stress. So just try to get in more sleep. I know this is really hard considering people typically work quite demanding jobs, but when you can, at least try to reduce the amount of stress you're under. As I said, sleep's a very easy one to include in your schedule. And the last one is track more than your calories. So track your hunger, track your appetite, track your mood, especially if you're a woman. Chances are there's a bunch of other things you can track. So especially when it comes to hunger and things, it's easier to see patterns in your hormone levels and in how you eat, which can be more useful. And weight loss isn't a mathematical equation or anything of that sort. It's a combination of like metabolism, of lifestyle, of hormones, a bunch of other things. So it's not as simple as, if I do this one thing, everything will change. It's a complex interplay of everything. And so it's really important to be gentle and to have a good relationship with your body. Don't punish it for something that it's doing as a matter of pure evolution to get you to where you are in life. And if you found this video useful, please like, share, and subscribe so I can make more content like this. If you have any questions, comments, what you want to see next, let me know in the comments below. And wishing you all happy digestive systems until the next one.